Welcome back. well, welcome back, boys and girls of the society. So a new episode of the Oh Man Aboard podcast. It's me, Kay Baby, and I have with me Dr. Cash and wannabe Gen Z.
1-0.
That's why I pew
1-0.
How are we all doing today?
I'm good. Fantastic.
That's what I can say.
Mumble.
Umble.
Muncho.
Ocho.
Oh, Lana.
Anybody come and get me out of here? I'm with dogs. I'm with area boys.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Dr. Cash. I fell out.
I am with area boys and area girls.
Are you shocked?
Oh, man. That was a lovely intro.
All right, guys. So,
switch things up a bit.
I have a little something I want to get off my chest.
Okay.
And-
Who has offended you?
Oh no, I don't take offense. Me. You guys, I want to digress a second. You said who has offended me. So I learned somewhere that you're offended because you're insecure. We can get back to it some other time. But when the person said it, the way that thing slapped me in the head. The thing is, because when I thought about it, I was like, there are certain things that you would hear that you just know that this is not true. It's not who I am. I don't care what you've said. You just walk away from the situation. But then you take offense to things that, like areas of things that you already feel a type of way about in the first place. So, anyways, we digress. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that experience is the best teacher?
Other people's experience is the best teacher.
Okay. That's fair.
95% of the time.
So you don't believe in actually going through the situation to be like, oh, I've learned something from it.
So it depends. Good experience that you're experiencing yourself is fine. Yes, if you experience bad things or like difficult situations, you get to internalize better. But I feel like some things are also avoidable, like you could learn from other people so you don't run into the same. A very good example is my uncle is one person that has gone through life before me, obviously, and he has faced some challenges, like especially when it comes to like getting degrees, getting into places. And so he will come back home and say, boy, make sure you go to
school.
Not even go to school, get a university degree as compared to getting like OND, HND, just because of what he was facing. I remember when I was to write I think it was WAEC GC. It's like WAEC that you write in your maybe like SS2 before the main one. Mm-hmm. And he said, rather than do Yoruba and all these things, do further math and do like courses that would help you. Like further, he has seen from experience that doing further math actually places you in a better, gives you edge, so to say. Like, so do it, apply yourself to it will pay off. And when I go to school, my friends were doing this, but my elder has spoken and he has proven himself over time, like giving me like tips like that. So I did, and over the years, he actually paid off. So he has gone through that experience. He has gone through this, this rejection and not being able to enter some places, and he has come back to say, well, for you to be able to move faster, do this, avoid this, avoid that. And so I didn't have to now go and find out myself and not doing all of those things. yes, I would have learned, but I have saved myself time, effort, and whatever that I can apply to other things and other situations. So that's what I'm saying. But some other things here you have to learn by experiencing it. So I think it's a mixture of both. But for bad situations, I feel like it's best to learn from other people's experience. I rest my case.
What's you?
So I wasn't even expecting it. The first sentence he made mention of, I wasn't expecting this. I was going to ask that as against what? You understand? As against what? And I want to believe that is the against what he was. I was trying to
That's the opposite.
get affirmation from it. And in between those words, Kesh has been able to highlight just the pros and cons of both situations, right? And let's be honest with ourselves as well. There are new problems that your uncle has never been through. You are going through. You understand? So either ways, you still would have to learn from your own experience.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, and that's what makes life so unpredictable. And that is where the saying is from, right? And to be honest, that's the thing. I feel like, but the thing about problems or recurring problems is that they always have certain patterns that you could glean from past experience. Oh, let me see how to go about this because something similar has happened in the past. Oh, there are also that type of experience as well. You understand? It comes in different phases. Let's be honest. Yes, if I'm living off people's experience, yes, it's only going to make me avoid certain pitfalls. It's also going to make me project or move faster, quicker. Like those are like some of the pros that come with that. And I think it's also learning from people's experience is very paramount on things that would, I would say, linger for the rest of your life. Things that would, for things like marriage, that you know it's a long-term thingy. If you glean from people before you that, of obviously, mentors that have been there, that are married, that would also help. You can say, learning from people's experience in that way. And that does not even remove the fact that you also have your own experience or form your own new memories as well. But will the problems be similar? Yeah, maybe in some ways. Which is, so I think bottom line is that, yeah, you would live your own experiences. You would have to shape your own experience. You would also have to lean on people's experience. That's how community grows, because of this need to always want to seek knowledge about certain things that you are following or you don't have an understanding about. So I think that's my own understanding of what I think about the topic.
Yeah. So another thing I want to add is deciding whether learning from your own experience or learning from other people's experience, whatever. I think the question of what are the consequences to play. If it's something like of low, like very insignificant consequence, like you could do over and over again, yeah, you might want to learn from your own experience. But if the consequences are like critical, you probably want to avoid that. And that's also, even for marriage, yes, you have your own experiences that will shape you along the way, but that's the place of mentors and people that have gone ahead of you. That's where you ask questions. Okay, this new thing that I'm trying to do, and it applies to every other phase of life, business, even school, making career choices and all of those things. You can ask questions. Oh, what happened like this? What happened like that? You could learn. Okay, avoid this, avoid that. Even coding, Stack Overflow now say don't install this with this and that. So like from get go, you avoid those things so like there won't be any conflict. So you can face other challenges head on. And the purpose of you facing that is also to be able to have people coming behind you or people that are working in the same. So experience doesn't take out the fact that you still, how do I say it now? I've lost my train of thought, but like it doesn't, you will still have like different other experiences, right? But you having learned some tricks and having some gathered some information help you to navigate those terrain better. I think that's the purpose of the experience in the first place. It doesn't take away the rest of the experience you are going to have. It just changes the way you move through those, those paths.
Amazing stuff. My stance with experience being the best teacher or better teacher, whatever, is I believe that other people's experiences is just like touchlights to guide you, like in rough waters or like a dark road or whatever the case might be. I feel like the ultimate thing, if you're a reasonable person, because there are cases of people that do the same thing over and over and over again, and they're hoping for a different result, or whatever the case might be, right? But I want to believe that if, for lack of better words, if you have like a reasonable head on your shoulder, like a good head on your shoulder, if you go through something one time and you see the result at least, and this one is specifically impact to self, I don't think anybody will foolishly go through the same path again, if that makes sense, So there are decisions that and I feel like for me it's a slippery slope, because there are people that I have consulted with in the past that are older, that have gone through things, that they gave me their advice, and in the moment, because I regarded them as some type of authority. And these people are not even my blood family or like my mom or my dad, but and when I walked in the direction that they led by, the result was absolutely not great in any way, shape, or form. Or it literally yes, the outcome was the absolute ghetto, So I feel like it's a slippery slope. Sometimes people's experiences, the day, the time, and event of things versus what you're experiencing now is different. And I think particularly when you said something written, you said, for example, marriage, people that have been married for another thing. Personally, this is just me. I don't believe in marriage advice from married people, marriage advice from unmarried people, marriage advice from divorced people. I feel like marriage advice from like a marriage counselor, maybe. And the reason is because
what makes the marriage counselor?
You are not talking to me necessarily based on something we have in common. Most of the time, people that you will talk to about your marriage is something you have something in common. Sometimes you have faith in common, you go to the same church. You have an auntie and uncle in common. There's something that links you guys up that makes you feel comfortable to go to them. Most of the times when you talk to a marriage counselor, most of them talk from a book point of view, a reason level. They don't talk to you based on, for example, your traditions as a Nigerian person. They talk to you from a place of, as a human being, period. This is how you deal with a situation, this and that. So it depends on who your marriage...
Why not read the book?
If you're a book reader, read it. And if you would rather talk to a person, talk to the person. Whichever one works for you. I was just saying this to say that I don't believe that advices that have to do with human relations works, because people are different. You can hear from a marriage counselor now, even a marriage counselor. You can hear from a marriage counselor, when your husband does it, when your wife does it, when your children do this, that, and then you want to implement that same thing you've learned, forgetting that the ideology of your counselor or your married person or whatever the case might work for other people, might not work for your own person. I didn't say that I don't listen to it. It's just it's not my first call of duty, if that makes sense. I would not think, something has happened, let me call my mother-in-law, let me call my this. Is not going to be my first thought process, if that makes sense. And speaking from experience too, I feel like maybe if I listened or if I had called certain people at certain times in my life, some of the issues I have right now, I would not have. I'm going to share this one with you guys. If I had listened to this one was my mom, and I think my mom is not going to tell you no. My mommy would tell you why you should go for no, but she would not tell you to go for no, if that makes sense. Right? And I feel like if I'd listened to my mom, as I'm talking to you guys right now, I actually have a cardiovascular condition based on a decision I made that if only I listened to my mom, you know. And the funny thing is, the decision I made then had nothing. Like, even when she was saying no, it had nothing to do with whatever would have developed for me now. Does that make sense? But just from the point of view of, oh, hey, Connie, 1 + 1 is not equal to 2 snop. I'm just joking, you guys. So, yeah, that's my stance. I feel like for me, it's just a slippery slope. It's like, you never know. Some things you absolutely should experience. 100%. And some things, listen, but you, I guess, do whatever works for you.
Yeah, like if so I just want to like interject basically, right? You mentioned some interesting points. The reason being that people married. I mean, because okay, let me do like this. Right? I'm trying to frame this with if you think about people generally, you're thinking different personalities. Social science over time has been able to like put everyone under 4 main personalities or 2 then entirely 4. So it tells you that we behave to certain extent the same. It's similar. Like we bring into certain friendships and maybe relationships, maybe even leading to marriage, will be kind of similar, right? That is the standpoint of where shared learning is coming from, or learning from experience. It's just like, for instance, it's a survey, like they've carried out like experiment on humans or people like over the years, and they've seen that certain personalities will behave this way. So we saying you're learning from people or learning from experience is basically from that standpoint, because certain people are similar. I can see myself in this person. I would love to see his view as well. And when you were talking, I mean the word shared learning just came to my head because I've read about it and I wanted to find something to put it on ChatGPT. And what it basically says is just amazing. To speak to this, it said one of the key purposes of just like shared learning is number one, perspective expansion. You don't necessarily have to take it, but then it expands your horizon, your knowledge base, your knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? That's just number one. And number two, we spoke on that. Like, I want to like quickly get over this thing quicker. So it's a method of faster problem solving as well. You understand what I'm saying? So another one is also like contextual understanding, understanding for your own self that thing is in a context based. So whatever he's saying might not work. You need to be able to find why it will not work in your own case. And other areas too are not like dependent on the person that's also receiving advice. You also have to critically think for yourself, check and sense check it as well. Understand? And also recognize patterns. That's what I said earlier as well. So the list goes on and on and on and on. But overall, the true intention has to still be still be the standout, which is for whatever I am facing, I really want to get to the root of the problem. I am passionate about this thing. I want this thing to work. So if you are taking people's advice, you need to be able to differentiate when people are also being what's the word? You know, people can want to like be bitter about their own experience too, and then
people are projecting.
Yeah, and then project it. So you need to be able to like, and that's where the critical thinking comes. So you need to be able to like filter out that shaft. and take it for what it is. And you can be blessed as well with mentors that also have your best interest at heart. You can easily tell. You understand what I'm saying? So it's an old school of wisdom. Like you also have brain. At the end of the day, you need to be able to like fact check as well. So, but to not say that, oh yeah, you can't learn from maybe the boss person. You can learn from anyone.
I didn't say you can't learn. What I'm saying is, I would not say that. I'm confused. Yeah. It's just, you have a mind of your own. You have choices of your own. I would not say you run to, any small thing, you call auntie this because auntie this was married for 57 years. The amount of years you're married doesn't mean you've got great quality of relationship. Or, auntie this was in this 5 years ago. Let me call auntie that or uncle that. My pastor's wife. Sometimes you need to sit down with yourself and sometimes even with God and just like figure things out by yourself. I don't think you always have to, as human beings, this is just my own perspective at least, you don't always have to have a point of reference to things. Sometimes some things in your life are literally peculiar to you. And I understand that you said that, as human beings, we are somewhat similar or whatever the case might be. But I still think even in our similarities, we are extremely different people. Like, ridiculously different. I don't think that there is one method or pattern of way to deal with the situation. Even, for example, in medicine, we can all be diagnosed with the same thing, and there's resistance to that same medication everybody's getting in one person. There is rejection in one person. There's acceptance in the other person. Even though, yes, quote and unquote, we are the same thing, same diagnosis, same everything, but we are ridiculously different as people. That's why. So I'm not saying that, for example, a divorced person doesn't have the right. Oh, absolutely, babes, because you've gone through your experience. You can speak from it. I just don't see, because I know some people, anything that happens, they run to answer this and uncle that. And I'm just like, sure enough, you've got brains, babes. Like, sure enough, you can sit with yourself and try to figure things out. Sure enough, you can cry yourself to bed. You can do other things than running to somebody to talk about all the time. And then the person will dump on you based on what they know. And that's my own issue. That's my issue with it is not the fact that it's not going to the divorced auntie or the married auntie. It is, what are they dumping into you?
Yeah.
That's my own issue. What are they giving back to you?
So I also clarify that you need to be able to decipher.
Use your own reasoning. Yeah.
So back on your question again is experience
the best teacher?
I think I want to answer yes.
Yeah.
And whether it's your experience or other people's experiences, a good teacher or a best teacher. And one thing before I go on into it, one thing we have to understand is no two experiences are the same. So if that is true,
that's why I said we're different people.
We cannot take your experience and put it in my life and expect it to just work like that.
That's why they should not dump things on you.
Yeah. So now it's also a work on your own part to, when people share their experience, it's
decipher
for you to extract key information, principles, learnings, things that as it applies to you. Because even for if we all of us now, if we go to let's say to a park, we're going to come back and we spend the same time at the park and saw the same people. When we come back and give account of what we saw, we are going to have 3 different accounts. So it's that one set in stone.
Perspective.
So it's always going to be like that. So, but then the difference with getting other people's experiences, now at least you know, even if you are going to do the same thing that they want you not to do, you know you are operating from a different POV now, because you know, or at least you know what to expect. So getting other people's experience or whatever helps you to navigate the situation, like I mentioned earlier, differently. And it's on you to actually listen to what they are saying and extract things as it applies to you. Some people project, like you said. Some of the things that they like, someone might want to, like, maybe I'm trying to do something new, and someone is trying to advise me based on what they've seen, and maybe they had some issues, and I don't even have like that issue. Whatever advice they are giving me does not apply to me, because I've maybe moved past that. Maybe they are saying, for you to do this, so you have to apply for loan for this, go through this door. Meanwhile, I have the money up front. Like, whatever they are saying, but I mean, I hear them, and then maybe they can go on.
It just doesn't apply to you.
It does not apply to me, but it's left for me to, extract the key things that I need and say, okay, if you work this way, okay, these are the key things that is needed for this journey. Okay, I need this, I need that. Then I add it to my tool that will now help me, go through that, my own personal experience. So no two experiences is the same, but again, we need other people's experience to help us navigate things better. So I think,
and that's why I said initially that people's experience is just like a flashlight or touchlight in the dark. Yeah. It's like a footstep that you like you're following. You don't have to step in that footstep, but just like, oh, I see that the footstep ended here, and footstep ended there. It continues there. Like, it just guides you, but you don't take everything sinker and to this. I'm doing nah, babes. At least for me, that's how I see it. Alrighty, on to the next topic, and the topic of discussion today is prenup.
Okay.
Prenuptial agreements. So my question is going to be, what are your thoughts? What is, I guess, your general thought or understanding about it? Would you sign a prenup? In under what situation? I guess, under what situation would you sign a prenup? Under what situation would you want your partner to sign a prenup? Over to you, gentlemen. Take your time.
Cash can't relate.
Can't relate to what?
He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the crazy thing is, I've actually had the conversation with someone that asked me the same question, and the question was, I'm not thinking about it, so I don't even know. I'm trying to think about.
Okay, I'm sad to say, what's your understanding of prenup?
I have first-hand experience.
Oh, you do?
On this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Number one.
This is super story. Okay.
So, just like Kesh, and like every Nigerian person or immigrant that comes to the country, it's never at the top of our head. It's something we never grew up with that. Like, you understand? So, being in a relationship, I was just, what's the word now? I was just winging it. Like, I mean, I didn't think for once that, the question is ever going to come up. Boom. And the question came up. But my understanding about it is that part of what we were talking about earlier on experiences, right? And that was exactly what the person used to back up. The reason why she would want us to sign a prenup. She was like, man, the things I've seen, how husbands come for their wives' finances. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I guess there's no amount of, how would I say, convincing on this matter. I just immediately identified, because it opened up my eyes to a lot of things. At the end of the day, I just realized that, you know what, I can think from my own part that, yes, maybe she doesn't trust me when it comes to that. But generally, she's just careful based off of her experience, which I respect. You understand? And when one thing about me, when you bring topics like that, you've caught my attention, because I would ask questions, not because I want to understand you as a person, So I started asking that person the question, and then I got to realize that it's becoming clearer. Now, the reason why I say this is because at the end of the day, at that point in her life, at that particular time in her life, she felt like she had a lot more to lose because of her profession. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I would say it was a mixed feeling at that point, at that realization for me. I was like, damn, I started asking myself a lot of questions, which I won't share over here. You understand what I'm saying? And then I said, I just concluded, for you to protect yourself, please, by all means. And what the terms in those prenup would reflect has to be what you just told me, which is, if anything happens in the future, I want to be able to take everything. Please, by all means, that you got into this relationship, please. And I now also mention one thing, that even if you say you want 50%, and because of my own thing, or you want 50% of my own thing, and because of what I have read, I don't mind, take it. Because I am so sure of myself that you should have 50%, I'm a double. Like 5 talents in the Bible, it can't be the end of me. I think people just resign to the fact that at that point in time, when it happens, everything is gone, their whole life is gone. You understand? And I think.
Sorry, when what happened?
What do you say?
When what happened?
What? When there's a reason for the
not to be activated.
So
let's say eventually they have 100 billion and there's
yes.
And then they have to now split 50-50, right?
Yeah. So I think that is at that point of realization. I think what scared a lot of people, or even men, is that what I have worked for,
which is valid.
Which is valid, and it's a very, very valid case. And I feel like everybody just it's a bigger issue at that point in time, realizing that all this year, probably your relationship was never built on trust, or you guys still have trust issues with one another. It is just it. But if that is what you want, please, by all means.
You said that.
Do I subscribe to that to the school of Prenup? I'm iffy about it, but if that is what you want.
You said the baseline is mistrust. If I'm correct, if I heard you right.
Like, you guys don't trust me.
Okay.
So personally for me, I mean, I didn't grow up with the idea of prenup, and it's still up until like right now, it's not something that even though people have asked me, like I've had like 1 or 2 conversations, it's something that I've not been able to come in agreement with. Because if I say I want to do prenup, I have no reason. Like I cannot. If you ask me like why are you doing it, I cannot give you a supporting reason. So that's why I know I'm not ready for it. If that, because I feel like if I want to do prenup, if anybody should ask me, I should also be able to give you a reason as to why I think I want to do it, or blah blah blah. So as I speak right now, it's not a concept that I've completely understood for myself to want to, right? And looking at it from I don't want to say afar, looking at it from outside, right? It has an element of maybe trust, and with a little bit with some expectation of things can go south, which is fine, which is real. It happens, right? But I would just say bottom line, I don't understand it to the point that I want. if that makes a good answer, right?
It does. You said something, and I want to go back to that. So you said that you don't have anything right now, or you don't have a reason, or you don't understand.
Like to want to do it, if that makes sense.
But you do understand the concept of a prenup.
Yes, I do understand the concept of a prenup.
So are you? So I guess my question to both of you is going to be that if you had, for example, assets that you wanted to put aside, whatever, protect, or whatever the case might be, what you're saying is going to be different. So let's say, for example, right now you have a startup company that is worth certain billions of dollars, and you want to protect that because, let's say for example, you get married, you are going through a separation. Maybe for example, you're going through separation because of infidelity or something crazy like that. Your partner stepped out of your marriage, or you have, whatever the case might be, anyway, and then the court decides that, oh, they're breaking off your asset into two or even into quarter. To this point, you're getting 25%, the person getting 75%, whatever the case might be, right? Right. So my question is, so how does that sound to you? I guess my question is, if you add assets to protect what you're saying, is it going to be different?
I think I've said it on this. Sorry, I think I've said it on this platform as well, that if you don't draft a prenup already, the time when you guys decided to marry, you've signed a prenup.
There's a prenup
by the government, which is, if anything goes out, they will divide up your assets.
No, even in the middle of your marriage, you can bring up a prenup at any point before it's in the middle.
By default, you not signing a prenup is you signing a prenup, because it's just like opting for the default. But prenup allows you to now
say,
sign your own terms.
Yeah.
Right? So invariably, so even if I don't know how or what my decision would be to say I have like a big asset to protect. I really don't know how, but I'm just speaking of how I feel and how I am right now. Still do not.
If your partner tells you to sign a prenup, so that communicates to you mistrust. And would you reconsider marrying your partner because of that?
So if my partner brings that up, I would have some questions to understand. Yes, because for you to bring up prenup discussion, there must have been something that led to that. Why are we talking about it? Like, what is it? I want to understand. I don't know what it is, and I will not assume, but I will ask some follow-up questions. Now, my partner and I, if I had like a discussion like that, like, it's unfair that someone would, say for example, build an empire, have some assets, and along the line there's a divorce and you now have to share things 50-50. Like, we were even talking about it, like, it's fair, like, whatever you guys accumulate during the relationship should be what should be shared, not what you bring as your base. Say for example.
So you're saying that is fair?
No. So this was. I'm just inferring into the conversation. Like, it was like, if you have 100,000 part of the relationship, and then at the time you want to divorce, you now have 200k. What is fair is you should be dividing 100k, the plus that you've made while in the relationship, not sharing everything. Like, sharing everything is unfair. But again, back to not to digress too much, I really do not know how I'm going to behave if I cannot tell you because I'm not in that situation. But I'm speaking of what the little things I have, the cameras and the laptops and the mics that I have. Anybody that wants to share it should just carry this laptop and go. Because it's a concept that's coming from Nigeria. It's not something that fully understand, right? It's when I got here that I begin to hear these things, and it's the people that are, opting for prenup, their fears are valid because we've seen the divorce rate and all of those things. So the statistics is there to back any decision that you want to make. But like you said, if my partner should bring up a prenup discussion, I would have some follow-up questions just to understand where you're coming from.
So I want you guys to look at a prenup as an NDA. Have you guys ever signed an NDA?
Yes, I know. I've signed one, but it wasn't serious. Yes.
Okay. So I have signed a few, and when you think about NDAs, NDAs
Idea of
basically
you.
it's
But
not
go on.
mute. We can hear him.
I
Oh.
need to finish my laugh. Last sentence you said it's not serious.
Yes, now. Because we had an NDA, I would not even have anything to protect. It's just like locking an empty
But you
bomb.
guys were protecting a secret.
No, we were being cautious. We were proactive. We protected ourselves so that when we eventually have something to protect, everybody's already. Sorry to digress. That was the case.
okay.
So it was a NDA, but we did not have anything. Like I don't even have secret to disclose to anybody that asked me on the road.
Alert. So like the last NDA I signed basically was we're working on a project. This project is like bottom line top secret. You can't talk about it. If your partner asks you about it, you can't say anything basically. You can talk around it, but you can't give a specific detail. So when I think of prenup, that's what I think it is. It's like you're protecting something. It's not necessarily as against the person, it's necessarily as against you. So when you say mistrust, that's the point that I have, it's weird to me because mistrust is as against the person, but when you're protecting something, at least in the context of prenup, it is you're protecting yourself. Does that make sense? It's not like I'm protecting myself against you. It's not like I'm thinking if we go our separate, because like you said, by default, you are in a prenuptial agreement. So I'm like, okay, God forbid, push comes to shove, life happens, whatever, boo, boo, blah, 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 right? Instead of letting the government make a decision for me, I would draft something. And prenups don't even have to be crazy. It literally, like you rightly said, I'm happy that you said that. It's unfair to come into something with personal things and be asked to divide, or sometimes it's completely taken away from you, actually, sometimes, right? So a prenup can literally be as easy as whatever you brought in, you keep. Whatever you made together, sometimes a prenup clause can be you decide as a couple how you want to divide it, or the government divides it 50-50 for you, whatever the case might be. Some prenuptial agreements are literally about how they want to raise their children. Some prenuptial agreements are about where they want the house to be. So literally, some prenuptial agreements are not crazy. Some can be, we are agreeing that you must live in my family house. It can, like, it's not always finance. Go ahead.
If the woman gain £10,
Yeah, I mentioned that thing on this platform.
like for every pound you gain,
that's how people get with
for every the prenup basically was
That one is bondage.
if you cannot maintain this structure, you have lost
what he said now.
For
I said it. If the woman gains £10,
£10.
what she brings in play. I'm like, it's
Okay, if she gains £10 above what she brought, what will happen?
so then she doesn't get
Like
this is where the guy becomes generous. Then she doesn't get a particular sum of money every month as allowance.
Okay.
So if for instance the guy is so rich that I'll continue to pay you $20,000. I'm just hypothetically now every month as allowance, provided you do not gain £10. You understand? And I feel like, wow, this is how people have gotten creative with prenup. They are now.
You can have any agreement on your prenup.
If I was super rich, I would be the one that would bring up the prenup. Because I feel like I have a lot to lose. But with my currency,
You see, this is what I wanted you to say, because I'm like,
I'm just thinking about it. Like if
because you guys kept referring to we're Africans, and I'm like, it's because I'm not shaming any of us and just we're all billionaires one day. It's because you've not touched some type of assets that are like, I love you so much, my babe. I love you so much, our family that we've built. This is like an heirloom.
Right now, I'm thinking if I had we will sign prenup because
You say you will sign prenup.
we signed it.
You can say because we are Africans.
Because there's a lot to lose, but go on, AK.
Yeah, you can say because we are Africans. It has its own pros and cons that
Say what you want to say. I'll look it up.
Yeah. So I want to believe that I would like to know what the divorce rate is amongst immigrants.
In the US,
I'm talking in the US. I'm talking like legit marriage. Because
that's
the
the thing.
number
It's
will skyrocket.
not
The
modeled
number will
off.
go up if they no, if you not in actual sense. You know what I'm trying to talk about. If that number is large, I can tell you that a ample amount of that percentage is because of what we all know about.
Okay, so when you say divorce, you basically are saying the ending of a marriage. Some of them are very much divorced and they're still living together, but they did not go to the court to go and file it because of what society is, because of what their church will say, especially in the African community.
So
rough. If even in America, they do the same thing. Even in Africa.
The number will be skewed for a lot of reasons that we are painting out already.
Approximately 20%, but I mean
that number is even lower. That's what I'm saying.
Immigrants in America.
That's what you're saying. Okay, that's what you're saying in regards to what?
What case said. It could be higher based on what if those numbers, if we add the amount of couples that are actually not living together,
are separated, but they didn't file for the divorce.
If we skewed either to the
the data will always be, because there are some other things involved, but at least we can still go with the rough.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that there was a New York top lawyer that said the divorce rate actually, he mentioned the divorce rate according to ethnicity, and the Africans were not in that list.
Yeah, because they don't talk about it.
I mean, it could be that, or it could be no, like you're so much fixated on the fact that it could be the worst. They don't talk about it, or it could be they are just.
No, they do not talk about it. And also because a lot of Africans specifically, I'm going to go back to Africa, that's where we're from, a good amount of them never even went to get married legally in the first place. And then most of them would leave the one that everybody knows is their wife, marry another one. All you have to do is traditional wedding, leave that one again. Do you know people have been remarried over and over and over and over again? And they are never in the statistics because they never went to the courthouse to even be legally married in the first place. And then, okay, let's move to their abroad parts now. And I know these ones very well. They've now come to their abroad. They are now separated, but they never went to the courthouse to legally say, okay, you know what? Yank this man's name off my name. Yank this man's life out of my... They didn't do any of that. They just went their separate ways silently. That's because they don't talk about it, because divorce period is shamed in our culture. So you will not talk about it. You will not say anything about it. It will just be a thing of, one day she's not wearing a ring again. One day she doesn't have her husband's name again. One day this and that. And then over time, people just assume, they're not together anymore. Do you know how many aunties and uncles that you never met their husband? But she's auntie this and she has children.
That's true. Yeah, it's a thing of shame in our culture.
Yeah, they don't talk about it. And for that reason, they won't record it.
As an option.
But this line that you took us through, Rotimi, what is the correlation with prenup? The line of Africans and divorce.
No. What I'm trying to say in essence is that I was only trying to when you mention of Africans, that's in relation to what Kev said. Most of us just don't understand it. Most of us we've seen what's it called?
But the thing is also in the African settings too, right?
What is the tip?
I've seen cases where maybe not even divorce now, something does not even, some people are not even protected. Some people are at the receiving end of broken marriages, right? So say for example, women will bear more brunt of that. They are not protected.
100.
You get? So even though we don't have a prenup way of doing things, or prenup in our culture, and
things have been traditionally set up in a way.
We have our traditional setup that also does not benefit some people. For example, a man will go on to marry another wife. The first wife will be forced out of the house. With nothing. Or maybe this does not relate directly, but a man would pass on and the family would inherit
the wife or the
wife, they can
husband's
inherit
property.
the wife, or
No, some cultures,
the
man.
basis of how to manage this property now, they send you out. Like some people are not like protected in those, but I think that's to digress. So yes, we might not have up in our culture, but we have other ways of handling things that may also.
What do you guys think about? Okay, the closest thing to prenup in our culture, which is a general thing anyways in the whole world, but I think we do this one a little bit in Africa, is writing a will. Where you are specifically allocating certain assets to certain people. Would you say that there's a correlation to that? Or do you think, okay, so for example, now the husband or the wife or whoever has passed away, and now they decided that because think about it, you're a billionaire now, and you say, your prenuptial agreement is if anything happens, if you go our separate ways, I want everything that I've worked for to be under my children's name, right? Your spouse, mistrust, all of that good rubbish, right? Great. In this same person, this same situation, now the person has written a will that everything goes to their child after they've passed away. What's the difference? Because the person is dead?
The person is protecting the person is specific.
Okay, so prenup is not just in the air, it's specific.
On Twitter, right?
Okay.
In that sense, see, there was a billionaires that actually had made generational wealth will do everything in their power
to keep it. That's why you have household names, because they keep the asset in the house. Even if you marry another prince's child, it stays in the house.
Real life.
Go ahead.
He said it in the will. I'm not saying you can't marry again. I'm not saying that you can marry again, but you see these wealth that are built, they are going to my own children and for their future. It's just it. So most times it's not. I think where we need to draw a difference is that I can be selfish to the things that I like, or to the things that are my own, my kids, and that is the area of the will. Because a wealth that is not properly managed like that, trust me.
So I'm trying to understand you. If I wrote my prenup and I said it's to my kids, it's because it's to the kids, it's acceptable, it's nice, it's cute. Okay, but if I say I want my prenup to be to me, I want to keep my stuff, that is a problem?
You can keep it. See, this is not.
Oh, okay. I was trying to understand where you're coming from.
No, my own stance is this. Like my own stance from the beginning, like I said, sign your prenup.
Would you sign a prenup?
Would I sign a prenup?
Yes.
If she wants a prenup, depending on this is where we've been biased throughout, really. And I'll tell you, and I think Kesh mentioned it slightly, is that we are only recognizing our current situation. I'm aware of that, and so is Kesh as well as you. Now,
I'm not biased, so that's why I said we're all going to be billionaires one day. I'm not looking at it from a place of the coin of now. I'm going to be a wealthy ass woman.
obviously. And like the only thing is this: the person that feels they have not to know is the one that caused the shows. That's the thing up for debate at the end of the day. Like on the point of true intention. Like I said, you do what is best for you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm not going to go against it. But whoever can check it, whoever brings up the issue of prenup is one person that knows that has a lot to lose. Rightfully so, you should do what is your best interest. And but mind you, it's so easy when the reason for a divorce now comes up, and this is how it works in most cases. Now, when there's like a slight argument, it's almost like as if everybody's walking on eggshells. Nobody talks about that.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, okay.
Dynamics of like a marriage that has a prenup, and I don't know how that influences.
I don't think they are always thinking there's a prenup. I don't think so.
All of those things. But the thing is, my own is number one is now who get property or something to protect, they do prenup. If you have nothing, what are you prenuping? What are you protecting in the first place? That's just if you have nothing, if you are not even supposed to be talking about prenup. So I feel like prenup comes from someone that has something to protect, and it's not a bad thing if you want to protect what you have.
Yeah,
While sitting down here, I thought about it. Truly, if I had billions of investments,
you're gonna protect it. And it's not because you don't trust your
instinct
partner.
is to want to protect it because I've worked hard for it and I want to keep it. And if my own is, if the person should ask me, I will tell them point blank, I am protecting myself simply. And that was why it was hard for me to tell you in the first place, because I need a reason to want to do it. But now
that you've thought about it,
I've entered the full realization that I am a billionaire.
Absolutely.
Me and you, we will sign that prenup. What?
So, Kesh, you can't let go of 50% for your wife. She has been through the thick and thin for you.
No, the thing is, of course, prenup is not fixed. It's coming up with your own terms, right? It's not like you just go. So
what percentage can you let go of?
When we get to court, when we get to the lawyer, I will leave that to my learned colleague to advise me accordingly.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think about it.
If she wants 50% in her own case, she can have it.
Because
you guys can mark me. Today is what? Generally, I'm not open to get divorced. But if I ever sign a prenup, which I'm going to, I'm not going to make the terms strict. If she wants 50%, she can have it 50%.
Yeah, because why I'm actually not against prenup right now is not signing a prenup is actually a prenup. So I might as well just go ahead and sign it. So, but I'm still not going to. But if the billionaire Cash speaking, we are going to sign that prenup. I am protecting everything protectable. I'm getting that insurance and that's a period final.
So my own, I am happy that you gave your clause and you came back, because initially both of you were speaking from a place of, as Africans, we don't understand it. Okay, we don't understand it. It doesn't work for us. We don't see it. But I'm happy that you stepped into your billionaire energy and you're being honest. Like, look, if I have a lot of things that I need to protect, asset or whatever the case might be, you are going to protect. And your protection doesn't even mean that you don't get anything. It's just, hey, but your clause can literally be, if we go our separate. Some people's clauses, some wealthy people are saying that if they cheat, they owe their partner so and so. Like, it can be anything. Your clause can be anything in the world, right? And Rotimi has told us that Jesus' name is not praying to divorce or anything, but if push comes to shove and there is a prenup, he's more than willing to split his $1 billion or whatever the case might be halfway down, possibly even 75% if anything. They say that, you've got kids, you have to go to school and everything like that. He's willing to do all of that. For me, this is my stance with prenup. I feel like the intention of prenup is very important, right? If your intention for prenup is from a place of, I feel the need to protect myself from this person, in the thought process of, this person is a gold digger, I'm not sure, they come from poverty, my opinion would be, don't get married. That's just me. That is me.
It's not prenup you need, is
if you have the fear.
That's been my what has been stress exercise from the beginning. Louder. Don't get married.
Okay. If you have the strong fear that, this person is a gold digger, a silver digger, a diamond digger, whatever it is that you have, and they are going to steal from you, don't bother getting into it. Now, if you are in marriage, because change is constant and people change. If you're already in it, and you're beginning to see that things are funny, things are moving weird, your partner is acting funny or whatever, shady or whatever the case might be, if you feel the need to protect yourself while you're already in it, I would say you should do it. Okay? If it means, it might not even be like an actual legal document of signing. If it means withdrawing money and keeping on the side, whatever the case might look like for you, because you're already inside of it, right? Because you're already, because you're already inside. If you feel the need to protect yourself, protect yourself. Now, on the flip side, if, let's say me now, for example, I'm coming from a family of stupid wealth. I want you guys to follow my thought process. You're coming from a family of ridiculous wealth, right? And my wealth is not in money. My wealth is in assets. My wealth is in businesses. My wealth is in names of estate and big things like that. And then I get married to a guy that is also doing amazingly well for himself, right? But I just happen to have more wealth or whatever.
Money personal.
Money and water on my side, at least. So we get married and everything is good. And then unforeseen circumstances or whatever the case might be, the marriage is going crazy, right? There's no prenup. Everything is split. Assets are split, money is split, estates are split, companies are split. The point where I feel touchy about it is because a lot of the times, not all the time, right? I have my half, he has his half. He will remarry and have children. Those children now have, and I'm not saying that they don't deserve to have it, right? But these children are not in any way, shape, or form in my bloodline anymore. Mind you, my wealth has been in my bloodline. Does that make sense? So now it's got kids that are now, I don't know what I'm saying makes sense. Not my bloodline, but they are now children of assets. Yes. For me, in the moment, it might seem cute until you give it 20, 30 years when the kids are now grown and everybody's standing up to each other and they're like, oh, my father, my mother, my great-grandmother. So that is where I stand with prenup. If you feel like this thing that you have is something that is like some type of generational wealth, something that you want to keep, you want it to be a family name. To in the next 20 years, Dangote will be a name in Nigeria. Even if Aliko, the one that we all know now, even if he passes away, that name is a name that is on a rock for life, right? And that's because even in his passing or whatever the case might be, his kids will probably step in, or grandkids, great grandkids, like that is what they call generational wealth. In that kind of case, I can understand. And I'm saying, I'm putting it out here right now. If I have an asset before I get married that is worth something I'm going to call generational wealth, I'm gonna lock it up. I'm gonna, and mind you, and I want to make this very clear. It is not, I'm not signing it because my husband is about to do something and take it from me. It is from a place of, I don't want to lose what this thing means to me, if that makes sense. You know, it's not going to, if, let's say for me, an example, go for me and my partner goes our separate ways, it's not going to be a thing of everything that I've worked for, I take it, I yank it from you. No, of course, you'll have some things, you know. I don't know what I'm saying makes sense, but yeah,
it makes sense.
That is my stance.
You don't have a thing against your partner, it's just protecting this
is what that one thing that you hold in whatever I regard. It's just like going to school and getting a degree. Are you going to be sharing a degree with your husband and your wife? Oh, I'm a doctor, this one.
But yeah, seriously, thinking about it, like, you know, just talking about it, it's not a bad thing. You should come from a reasonable
stance. If I'm marrying a wealthy man that comes from stupid long money and he's telling me like, look, this is whatever, I understand. Because
I will be the one to ask for the prenup. That want to
I understand, because this is something that your great whatever has handed to you. So who am I to be contesting and whatever. And also, are you marrying because you're going to steal from the person? Like,
that's what I want to say.
Are you marrying with the intention to steal?
Do not be worried. It's just like what you said. You should not be offended if you are not, like, you are offended because you are insecure. So if they bring it up, literally, you should not be offended if you are not there to drink good.
Exactly. Like, bro, like, so in the back of it, are you thinking, like the dilemma we have seen Maga has fight, like, come on now. if you love the person, you want a family with the person, you want a life with the person, it's beyond what the person has. I mean, what the person has is like make your life comfortable and all that good stuff. But at least for me, Sha, it's beyond all of that. So, do you guys have any?
About Prenup, one of the past episodes. I can't remember. I remember asking.
It was the test.
The test?
Yeah. We'll talk about it after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you guys have any hot takes so we can wrap this episode up? Or anything that stood out to you this week?
This week.
That you feel like yapping about? Dr. Rotimi.
The only thing for me is just God showing himself.
Not a doctor. There's
Master
only one
Rotimi.
doctor.
Master Rotimi. My own is just
Master Jesus.
Master
Oh
Jesus.
my God.
It's just God showing himself, like, and goes back to, it's just something that how do I say it now? I've hit the wall. God to just
I'll give you soft landing. Great.
like, it was just like, and I literally asked for it last week, and it was just like a reminder, like
God is still there.
I'm still there, kind of. So it's
Yeah.
still, so which is good
Still.
to know. Because
Yeah.
like, it's just like, reassures you and keeps the hope alive.
Yeah. Well, my own topic is going to be that a friend to all is a friend to none. And that is it.
Absolutely correct. Because me, for example, I've been a friend to
Not kids.
I saw I did it. But yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Bro,
Mm.
hey,
I have
what
no
were you smoking when you came about it?
You guys, I think a lot about different things. But yeah.
What did you say?
I said I think a lot. Like I told you guys, I like to analyze a lot of things. So yeah.
But yeah, it's true. And I've seen myself in that kind of scenario, so I agree.
You've been a friend to all and a friend to none?
Yeah, I mean, it's like mutually exclusive.
To everybody?
Like, if you say you are friend to all people, then really, truly, you are not friend to anyone.
But you're identifying as such a person?
You're sure there. You are there. You are like on a neutral ground. Gear.
The main thing
Okay.
to catch is when you think about it, I think there's a misconception. And misconception is so easy to understand. And which is, why do you claim to be friends to all people? Why not just like, when people find you interesting to talk to, you probably have some of the most brightest ideas or suggestions. And that's how I tend to look at it. You get it? So, I mean, who can even keep up with? I think how I understand it is because you can't keep up with everybody. Let's be honest. It's like when you try to be friends with everybody, because it's just the number keeps rising, you can't keep up with everybody. And at the end of the day, you have nothing. Why not just find your own circle? It's so small.
So the equivalent of that is if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. That's where that comes from. So when you think about it, when you're a friend to all, you can't really be there for anybody because offense is always towards it's always so when things for a good example is conflict. When conflict happens, you can't stand on anybody's side, and it's not even necessarily from like a place of being petty. It's just
we are forgetting a missing element. Provided like everyone involved are mutually connected. Like everybody
I want to assume a friend to
that's why you're a friend to all.
all. So the all is
whereby all of those people I know they don't know one another.
Right.
Have you
So
thought
in the
about
context,
how really thought about it. I have friends, well, friends in Nigeria, about probably 10. I have friends here, maybe 5. That's a huge number.
No, it's not.
You understand what
So
I'm
in the context of
There will
the
still be
actually that number
conflict.
that number is not small. Sorry, that number is it's not huge. Is a
saying?
relatively
It's just like
okay.
all I'm
Right,
saying is
but
that I'm trying to say that the only time what you're trying to say stand or
It's when they are
that's happened that
yeah.
virtually everybody knows everybody. And I
I don't
that
necessarily
scenario as
think
against contradiction that what if all my friends are in like 52 states or all my friends are in the whole, like I have friends
all over the world.
You get what I'm trying to say?
But there'll still be conflict too. This person needs you, this person needs you.
So the conflict is not from a place of two people are fighting. Yes. So if you think about it, the statement of if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. If you flip it to a person that is friends with everybody is a friend to nobody, because the depth, first of all, that it takes to be a friend to a person, you can't give it to 1,000 people. So for me, when I know people that know a lot of people, they are friends with a lot of people, everybody knows, everybody calls, everybody texts, everybody, I will avoid you. Not because you're a bad person. It's not because you're a bad person. It's just, I'm not going to lie. I feel like if you're a friend for all, this is probably a bad thing to say. You're like a dump yard. Like literally. Because people will keep dumping on you. People will keep coming to you.
He's somebody that is
Hey.
time to what? Don't collect.
On this note, can we end?
On this note, we
What do
call
you
it a wrap.
No,
It's the truth.
stop.
It's what it is. It's what it is. But anyways, thanks for
But
listening.
my father will say it. You have too many friends, you are looking for dates. You can end it on a good note, Sha.
On a good note, don't be a dump yard. Just find your friends. One or two. One or two people.
Don't have friends.
That one also
Subscribe.
works. That one also works for some people.
Some people that believe that you can't do this life alone. You need a community.
Yeah, you can have community and not be friends. Not friends, they are community. Friends is
I
different.
think so. You know what?
That is a good. No, I'm not ending. I want to go back to what you just said. You need a community. I don't think so. Go ahead.
Let me give context. Is the belief of people. For some weird reason, I myself also question it. Like, you know how it's on your mind and you have contradicting opinions to that. I'll just keep it like that. I'm keeping it like that because this
I didn't hear what you said.
No, this podcast is gonna reach that space.
Oh. Okay. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. So we don't reach the space and sphere we're not supposed to reach.
It is gonna reach.
Alert. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. Don't forget to make friends or not to make friends, but above Dr. Kesh, why? But above all else, stay blessed, stay jiggy, right?